As you move forward with finalizing your team data brief, let's go back and look at a few examples. There were already some examples presented earlier in the course, but if you need more examples, let's go now to the CDC page and click on the Products Data Briefs page. It should be the first link that comes up when you search CDC Data Briefs. You can scroll through and look at any number of data briefs that may appeal to you. Let's take a look at mental health treatment among adults in the United States in 2019. When you click on that link, it takes you to a page that gives you the key findings, but you can also click on the PDF version. And this is the type of data brief that you want to mimic. Obviously, there's no expectation that your formatting will be this fancy, but you want to start with a strong title, then of course, obviously, the members of your team, a summary of the problem, which you have already written as part of one of your assignments, and then begin with your series of questions for your bivariate analyses. You'll notice that in the CDC data briefs, they don't spend a lot of time talking about the sample. You should include the table summary of the sample for the class that you've already worked on together. Then begin with the questions of your bivariate analyses. And you can see the data brief starts with a statement, and then a graph, and then some summary key findings. Each of the figures is represented or referenced within the sentences, and you can see that their figures are fairly straightforward. You will also need to include the p-values from your bivariate tests, though they are not included in the CDC data briefs as specifically as you'll need to. They put them in footnotes and they just say it's less than 0.05. You do need to actually show the p-values from your bivariate analyses. And so it follows a pretty straightforward format. Statement or question, results, figure. And then when you get to the end, simply include a summary, any useful definitions that you need, and then don't forget your data source. So this is one example. Let's go back and look and see if we can find maybe some other examples. Here's non-alcoholic beverage consumption. Here's fast food intake. Let's look at non-alcoholic beverage consumption. Again, click on the PDF. This starts with a pie chart, which I am not a fan of. If you have any type of contrast sensitivity or color blindness in your vision, pie charts are rather hard to read, particularly here with the muted color palette. I find bar charts to be a better option. But this simply follows the same format again. Title, authors, introduction, question, results, figure. Question, results, figure. Question, results, figure. Question, results, figure, a summary, any definitions that you need, and then your data source. So there are numerous examples. Again, if you search for CDC data briefs and click on the Products Data Briefs homepage, you can get examples of what your team data brief should look like. Please keep in mind that throughout the course of the team assignments, you have already done most of these. You should not be creating your data brief from scratch at this point. Team 4 assignment looks at the bivariate analyses, and you've seen examples of graphs. And for the next 3 weeks, you should be really working on finalizing what your team data brief looks like.